Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question in from Mohammed Nanabi. Now, he's asking about monopods. He says, "Hi Matt, I have a question. Hope you can help me. Normally with such a lens," and I think this was on my Nikon 200 to 500 video. He says, normally with such a lens, or Sigma 150 to 600, people prefer to use a monopod. My question is, if I use this or the Sigma lens with it, should I be turning off the OS, IS, VR, in other words, the image stabilization, which would be the case when used with a tripod? So, my answer to that is, I'm not sure if it's technically correct. I just know what has worked for me, and I don't turn it off. I think with a tripod, they do suggest you turn it off. They say it can interfere. But with a monopod, there is still the potential. You're helping stabilize the lens quite a bit, the camera and the lens. But there's still the potential for some movement, and it's probably more of a side-to-side movement or forward, as opposed to actual camera shake. But I think that's why it works when I don't turn the IS or the VR or the OS off, depending on the lens, OS for Sigma, IS for Canon, VR for Nikon, because there is still the potential for some movement. Let's not call it shake, but some movement, and it's going to compensate for that. So that's why I leave it on, and I've never had a problem doing that. On a tripod, I do know that if you read the instructions in the manual and whatnot, Nikon, Canon, various manufacturers would recommend shutting it off or switching to a different. I think Nikon, that's one of the reasons why they have the two different positions. I don't usually shoot tripod with long lenses. I usually shoot with a monopod. So in which case, I just leave the image stabilization on and I use the monopod and it works fine. What do you guys think? Does your experience mirror mine? Do you disagree? Has your experience been different? Would you do something differently? Leave your comments below. Let's discuss whether we should, turn on or off, leave it on or turn it off, the image stabilization, the VR, the OS, on our long lenses when we're shooting on a monopod. Not a tripod, on a monopod. Leave it below in the comments. What you do, what your experience has been, what works best for you, and let's note what lens you're talking about, what camera and what lens. And thanks for your question, Mohammed. Hopefully we'll have some further good advice besides just my own experiences. And thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.